I surrender. Lay me down, crack hardwood floors. Not one single door. I surrender.
Morning all, hope you're all doing okay. And yep, I've managed to grow myself a beard since I last saw you, but that's not down to choice, that's down to the fact that I've been on the bank for quite a few days. But the venue that we're at today, I've actually just arrived at. I don't know a great deal about it other than it's a very, very private venue. It's set right in the middle of nowhere, and unfortunately I can't tell you the name and location of the venue because I'm a guest of one of the members. But what I can tell you about the place is it's roughly 40 acres in size, it's surrounded by forests and open fields, and as you can hear, it's so silent out here, it's just awesome to be here. Now the venue itself, it contains some big fish. It's got carp to over 74, 75 pounds, so from that you can tell that I'm overseas, I'm not in the UK, and I'm here with a group of friends in the middle of November. It's now today the 18th of November, so it's the perfect time of the year to be on the bank to try and catch some big fish. But what we're going to do during the course of this film is not just talk about the venue, we're going to take a look at the tactics that we're all using whilst we're here, and hopefully catch some of the superb fish that this venue's got in it. Joining me in the film are a couple of absolute carping greats from the European scene. One of them, you'll have seen in my vlogs before, Nermin Caro, captain of carp to almost 40 kilos, and another is a true great of global carping, the one and only Frank Schmidt, a man who's caught more 30 kilo carp than anyone in history, including a PB of over 40 kilos. We're also joined by Frank's son Nico, who despite his early years already has an impressive album of fish that boasts more than 20-30 kilo carp. Nico and Frank have a style of fishing which is very different to UK carpers, a lot of which goes against the grain, but as we'll see in this film, it's extremely effective wherever they go and proves that being successful isn't only about having the latest gear. Right, let's take a look at the swim, and I'm really happy with it because it's one of the end swims. All four of us are fishing in a line, and I'm the one on the left hand side right at the end. And the reason I'm really happy with it is because all of that margin that you can see over there is out of bounds. There's no fishing allowed all the way along that side of the lake. Now every venue I've fished where there's a no fishing bank, it's an absolute magnet for the fish. So you're only allowed to use 2 rods here. Both rods have gone pretty tight to that margin where it just gradually slopes off. It's nice and hard over there, and then when you reach about 10 feet you've got like a thick band of weed that runs all the way along the margin, and it's the perfect route for the fish down to some marginal snags that are around there to the left, so they almost follow that margin as they go out into the open area of the lake. And it's a known feeding area, it's a known area where the big one gets caught from as well, which is part of the reason why I've gone for this section. And both rods have basically got as tight as I can get to over there, just at the back of the weed in that 8-10 feet area, and I've scattered roughly 30-40 baits, 26mm SLKs along that margin. So hopefully the fish, as they come out those snags, they're going to wander along there and come into contact with my bait. Now there is actually a swim just round to my left there, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to fish it because I'm a guest on the lake, and Frank is in the swim to my right there, so I've had to cast right across to there from here, which is a bit awkward, but I've managed to do it, and the rods are in place now, and I'm very confident that something's going to happen. God, I'll tell you what, the temperature ain't half dropped as that sun's just gone down below the horizon. You can see the mist coming out of my mouth at the moment. It's going to be a real cold tonight, but it is lovely to be here. And I've just been speaking to Frank a few moments ago, who told me that most of the action on this lake at this time of year tends to come in the night. So, you know, it's important that I can hit those spots where I'm fishing to. in the dark, because I can imagine somewhere like this is going to get very, very dark tonight. And I'm actually fishing quite far out as well. I'm about 150 metres out, something like that, tight to that far margin. So my headlamp, I should say, certainly not going to reach that sort of distance to get it exactly spot on. So I could use sticks, but right behind me now there's a lot of brambles about, there's a lot of trees about as well, and I can see them being a bit of a pain, if I'm honest. So I reverted to my old school techniques to try and hit those spots, and that is to just mark my lines at the distance that I'm going to be fishing to, and then just line it up with something in the distance on the horizon. And to line things up on the horizon at dark is a little bit difficult for someone like me because my eyesight's going. So what I tend to do is I tend to take a photograph of the swim, where I'm fishing to, with my mobile phone, so I can always refer to that. And then on the line itself, I mean, you can buy all sorts of things nowadays to mark your lines. Some of the companies sell little bits of paint that you can paint your lines with. You can use power gum, etc. But for me, some of those start to wear off and start to move on the line, and I actually prefer using old electrical tape that you can get from your hardware store. It's only about 25p a spool, and all you do is just cut a little slither of it and then stick it on the line at the mark that you're going to be fishing to. And let me just say, it never comes off. It's so sticky, that stuff is, that even if it rains, it stays exactly in place, and it's perfect for somewhere like this. Now all I need to do is just get the kettle on, get some food down me, and then settle back and enjoy my first evening on what is a fantastic place. So all quiet on the rods last night, but I kind of expected that, if I'm honest, because it was a bit of a rush getting here, because I've been on another lake for just short of 2 weeks, and you need a member to guest you on here, and Nermin and Frank have been on here for a few days now, but Nico only arrived yesterday and he didn't get here till yesterday afternoon, so I got the call yesterday afternoon to get myself set up as quickly as I could do. So I just kind of got into the last swim, even though to me it looks quite a good swim, especially with that no fishing bank over the far side. But you know, it was all quiet. The lads have actually not been catching a great deal themselves. I think Nermin had a 17 kilo about 2 or 3 days ago, but Frank assures us that the lake is about to switch on anytime soon. Weather's just about right for it, and Nico's got a few days left now, and his dad's got a few days left as well. So I think all in I'm going to end up with about 5 nights on her, which is quite nice. So we've definitely got a chance of catching something. Nermin's got to leave in a couple of days' time. But you know, yeah, it's looking good. I'm really happy with the spot, and it certainly looks a nice venue. So we'll just see what happens over the next few days. But I'm definitely going to enjoy it, whatever. Here's a quick look at the rig I'm using then. It's pretty simple and very similar to the rigs that you've seen on my other vlogs. I've got roughly 3 rod lengths of 50-pound Shoctite as a leader because I'm casting quite long range. I've then got a lead clip. I've got a 4-ounce Avid lead. The hook link, as always, is the captive coated link from Avid. I've just taken all the outer coating off there, so it's left with a nice supple braid. That's the 35-pound strength. And then I've got a size 4 Armour Rock hook. I've got one of the little kickers. I've got a knotless knot on there. And then, as you can see, as a hook bait, I've just got one of the hard hookers topped with a PB pop-up. Autumn's obviously the time of the year when the leaves come off the trees, and as you can see in the margins to me right here, there's loads of leaves on show on the surface, and over the next couple of days they're going to start breaking down, and what happens is they sink towards the lake bed. So I'm fairly sure where I'm fishing to at the moment, across over on that no fishing bank where there's loads of trees, that margin over there is going to be littered with leaves. So I'm very aware of this, because for 99% of the time during the course of the year I fish bottom baits, and I'm happy to do that, but at this time of the year this is when I want my hook bait to be very obvious to the fish. So I've switched over to snowmen on both rods. So I've basically just got a hard hooker on the bottom, and then I've got a pop-up which I've just trimmed to make it gently sink towards the lake bed, and that's how I'm fishing both rods at the moment. Now I'm fairly sure carp, because they're very aggressive in the way that they feed, would find bottom baits, but with me not using a great deal of bait, I want my hook bait to be very obvious to the fish, so it's just lightly sitting on top of those leaves. what a place to wake up to. It really is beautiful. I've been up actually a couple of hours now because I heard Frank's alarms going, so things have started to happen. A couple of hours ago he caught a 19 kilo mirror, which is a scraper 40, and then a few moments ago, just before first light, he's landed a 56 mirror as well. So we'll take a look at that one in due course, but I'm hoping over the next few days I can sit down with Frank and get him on film to talk about some of the methods that he uses to catch big fish, because he's been so successful over the years. He's been carping now for 30 odd years and he's fished all around the world. He's not known that much in the UK unless you fish on the continent, but overseas there's no one who competes with him when it comes to big fish, because he's caught over 100 fish weighing more than 66 pounds. That's 30 kilos. I know everybody says that they know someone who's done exactly the same, but they don't. They don't know anybody who's caught as many 30 kilos as Frank, and he's caught them from places like Cassium, Shumbar, Zayaki, Euroaqua. He was actually the bloke that put Euroaqua on the map about 10 years ago with some of the catches that he caught from there. But he's been so successful, and he's got a method of fishing for big carp that is very different really to what a lot of UK anglers do. He tends to put quite a lot of bait out in front of him, sit on it for a few days. Not a great deal starts to happen in the first few days, but then eventually they start coming onto that bait, and that's when he starts catching them. He uses a lot of big baits as well. He tends to use 26 millers, 30 millers and above, which is very different to what UK anglers do as well. And he tends to use very simple rigs as well. And as you can see from his gear, he's using bright yellow line. He's using one of those rod pods that's about 6 foot off the floor with his tips in the air as well. So, you know, he's very, very different, but it is so effective. And I'm hoping during the course of the 4 or 5 days that I'm down here that he'll be able to put his techniques into play and maybe even catch a big one for us, because he's telling me this morning that now he's starting to catch fish, it's looking really good for him to get a big one out of here. But we'll take a look at his 56 mirror in a moment, and hopefully, as I say, tap into his carp fishing brain as well at some stage. Frank is in again. Another good fish, by the looks of things.
No, never, I know. Sometimes I was totally failed.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how many big ones you've caught.
Yeah. No,
it's always hard to tell.
With swimming so fast, it's not really big.
Yeah.
It's a good fish, but not
Yep.
monster.
Is it become?
No, mirror. It's a mirror. But a nice one.
Yeah.
Strong fighter, very
Yeah.
fast for this size. War doch schon auf dem Weg zu uns eben, oder?
That's a good one.
Bubi, oder?
Well done, Frankie. And Nico. Well done, mate. Oh, you should shout yalla yalla now.
Oh, it's a big one.
Yeah, it's a good fish.
It came from 2 weeks before. 3 weeks.
Wo ist er aus?
Oh, that's a good fish. Big old unit that is.
Oh no, it's maybe better.
And that's got to be bigger than 25 kilos.
No, it's bigger, no? It's nearly 30, huh?
That's a
Let
big
me have
fish.
look.
Frank, that's over 25 kilos, that is. That's
Yeah,
a big,
that's a
easy.
big one.
It's a real big one, Frankie. Well done, bro. Well done, mate.
Witchy,
Awesome.
witchy.
Awesome. Well done, guys. That's easy over
Pünktchen, guck mal.
25.
Huh?
Guck mal, was Pünktchen ist.
God, it's a beast.
No.
Was denn? Nee. Voll durchgehauen. Nein, 6er hatten wir. Gut. Nicht zu straff halt.
The 20th of November, and I'm happy. I sit here with Simon Crow and my son Nico, and now the fish started to eat, especially the big ones. Okay, cheers.
Nico and Frank, our firemen for the evening. Nice logs there. Good food, good fire, good hospitality. Mega. Just waiting for a few fish now. And a bit of banana skin for nice smell. Right, after 2 hours of smelling this gorgeous meal simmering away, we're now about to get tucked into it. And it looks delicious. Bon appetit. What do you say in German, guys?
Goulash.
Goulash!
Carp
Do you?
handling goulash.
Goulash.
And this is for guys with appetite.
Yeah.
When we are sitting on the bank and fishing for big carps, and then we say
One passion,
love,
one love, food.
passion, carp fishing.
Carp fishing. Enjoy it, guys.
Thanks.
You're welcome, bro.
No, thank you for it, mate. You've cooked it and it looks amazing. What a different morning it is today compared to yesterday. I've woke up with a bit of a groggy throat because of the damp conditions, and we've got some persistent rain at the moment. It's been raining for about an hour and a half, something like that, and we've got a nice breeze blowing across the lake. So compared to yesterday, it's massively different. I'm sitting here now thinking that I probably should redo my rods, but it's, what is it now? It's only 8 o'clock in the morning, and usually this sort of time's a decent bite time, and I don't want to redo them, don't want to start recasting too much at the moment. But I've got both of those rods fairly shallow because of the sun that was beating across to that far bank yesterday, and my left hand rod's in about 4 foot and my right hand rod's in about 5 foot, and there's actually a channel that's about 9 or 10 foot deep just behind the weed bed before it goes onto that shallow margin, and I think I probably need to be a little bit deeper at the moment, but I'll redo them in due course in a couple of hours time probably. You know, still got a couple of days left on here, and you know, the conditions look prime for a big fish, and Frank has been telling me that the swim I'm in at the moment has a habit of doing some decent sized fish at this time of the year, so it's not all lost at the moment. There's definitely a good chance of me getting something before I leave, but yeah, it's a wonderful place, it really is. It's absolutely silent at the moment, and it's a gorgeous place to be at this time of the year. So come on, carp gods, give me one of these special carp that this venue's known for. Nice start.
Give me a hand here, Frank.
Cheers, mate.
Where's the head? Front?
Front?
Okay. Then you have to lift it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. How about that? Not a bad way to start. £49, 15 ounces. So it's just a tudge under £50. And in England they all talk about weathered fins and carp with lots of characteristics, and this one has definitely got exactly that. Having a little bit of a wander around and there isn't a part of this lake that I don't like. Just down the bottom end at the moment, and look at that for a backdrop. It's probably not as good on camera as it is in person, but it's so quiet. I wish I could fish down here, but Frank likes fishing up there, so I've got to fish up by those guys. God, look at that. Everywhere around here, I mean, you can hear the leaves falling off the trees, it's that quiet, but everywhere around is almost like not been trodden before by people. You know, I came down here a few moments ago and had a look round here, and you can see signs of wild boar and, you know, stuff foraging on the ground. Look at that there. Some down here. I'm sure there's wild boar around here. There's got to be. All that ground's been sort of pushed away by something. It's just lovely. Love this time of the year. The colours are spectacular. Purples, reds, browns, greens. You name it. Lovely place. It's absolutely delightful. Just wish I could take it home and this could be my local lake. Where shall I go next? I don't know. God, look at it. I bet in the summer months there's carp right close in down here. I bet you could stalk everywhere around here. It's just awesome place because the margins are quite deep, so there's got to be carp coming in close in the summer months. Beautiful. Right, I'm doing a bit of stalking now, and I'm having to be really quiet because I'm not stalking fish, I'm actually stalking a red squirrel. I've seen him dashing from this tree to just the other side of the track quite a few times now, so I'm just trying to get him on camera. He's a right little cheeky devil. He doesn't seem to be too afraid of me either, so hopefully we'll get a sighting of him in a minute. But it's lovely to see. I know they're really quite rare in the UK, but over here there's quite a lot of them, and I've actually seen several today. I went out for a run this morning and saw quite a few in the forest over the back. But they are lovely, they really are. They're quite cheeky and quite friendly. There he is, he's just at the back of the silver birch tree. I can just see him going down the back of the silver birch now. Yeah, lovely little thing he is. So it's nice to see it on camera anyway. It's just another one of the amazing things you see in this forest. It's a beautiful lake, beautiful place to be. Cool. What a lovely fish that one is. Lovely carp. 35 pounds on the nose. Nice little wake up call this morning. And another fantastic fish from this lovely venue. If you're a tackle type or just like being organised in the bivvy, then you'll love the double-decker table from Avid Carp. This two-tier system allows you to keep all of those essential items close to hand in an orderly fashion. Made from a hardware and metal construction with green styling throughout, the hinged upper tier features a retaining bar along the back edge which can be used to hold your tablet or phone in the perfect position for watching video. Both tiers of the table have drainage holes and all legs are fully adjustable with mud feet, making it easy to pack down when in transit on the barrel or in your vehicle. It weighs next to nothing and is a lovely bit of kit. The double-decker retails at $79.99 and you'll find more information at avidcarp.com. Morning, legend.
Good morning.
How are you?
No action, huh?
No, nothing last night, mate. You? No? See any fish?
Dead.
Yeah. Lots of rain this morning though, mate. Good conditions. Maybe chance of a daytime bite?
Maybe, yes.
Yeah. You happy? You confident?
I leave today.
Yeah.
Have to finish something at home.
Yeah.
And
We'll come back tomorrow though?
I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. You had a good trip though. You caught some nice fish.
2.
Yeah, it's all right. Nice common. Got to be happy with that. New venue for you.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
So we will see.
Okay, mate.
Maybe next week come back.
Yeah. Keep smiling anyway.
Every time you know me.
Okay, then we're just sitting down with Frank now and discussing his famous tactics for big fish, because all around Europe and all around the world, in fact, Frank is known for catching 30-kilo carp.
At first, I want to say hello.
Hello.
To Simon. I'm happy that you are here.
Thanks, mate.
And
Thanks for
you
inviting
fish
me.
together with us.
Yeah, it's lovely to be here.
And now we will give the people some information about the way how we fish, Nico and me. When we start fishing, we look for a special area at the lake, or what is in the center maybe. And we prefer for that kind of fishing open water, not in the corners. Normally, good way to fish in our way is the middle of the lake.
Okay.
No?
You don't
The
look
middle section.
You
of
don't
the
look
lake.
for trees or anything like that?
Normally, yes. Every time trees are a very good place. Look to the Rainbow Lake. If you have pack 18, it's a very good spot for the really big ones. No?
Okay.
I would prefer, yes.
Yeah.
But most of the time we are fishing in lakes, about 10 hectares, or between 10 hectares and maybe 100 hectares. And at the beginning we are looking for special areas where we know that the carps are crossing that areas. No? It's a central place where the carps are going.
So it's like a motorway for them.
If they move.
An
no?
autobahn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when we decide, or when we had the decision for a place, we start. The first thing what we are doing every time is not to build up the rods or build up the tent. First what we are doing, we put food outside.
Okay.
And most of the time we make area baiting. The reason is that we bring many carps in our place. And so most of the time we at the first feeding time we put more outside. Sometimes it's 5 kilo in a big area, sometimes it can be 20 kilo in a big area.
Okay.
No?
So the area baiting, you like to spread it about.
And our opinion about that is that we bring many carps in that area. No? Many carps are eating there, and the first group of carp must be not possible for the first group to destroy all the food.
Okay.
And so you have maybe the second group is coming, the third group is coming, and you have many traffic under the water. And I think the big ones notice that. And if they like the food, and I know they like our boilies, our yellow boilies very much, they come to that area and they fight against the small ones. Not really fight.
So it's like the baiting, you call it in England the baiting pyramid.
Yes, we build up the pyramid. Then. And so we most of the time we are not looking for plateaus or some borders or something else. We put only out the rods in that area in different ways and try to find the special places where the carps are eating.
In that area.
Maybe at the beginning we have, after 24 hours we get the first action. Then we have maybe one rod who is working or two rods who are working, or maybe 6 rods. No? And then we try to find the way that all rods are working. So, and the way of our fishing is also to cut things who are not working.
So you're looking for areas where you're getting bites.
We are looking for the shallow areas. We are feeding also closer, not only far outside. We have a really big feeding area, and then we try to cut the things who are not working. That is the first
And then do you put more bait in the areas where there are working?
We put only more bait inside if we have first action. Then we decide every day how much we put outside. To have all the time the pyramid. Because if you put less, you will catch maybe more carps, but not the big ones. The big ones really like food. But if you put too much, you have to wait longer. Maybe it uses then 2 days. After your first catch, maybe you have caught a big one, then it uses maybe two days to get another one, or to catch another one, because then we brought out too many food maybe, and so you have always to find the middle way, how many food you have to bring out. But it's not clever if you have no action after your third feeding to feed again. Because then you kill you by yourself.
So, to give us an example then, Frank, you've come here today for a few days. How much bait have you brought with you?
Every time when I go away, I have enough bait with me to have enough bait for every situation. It's not
how many kilos have you brought?
Oh, normally here it's winter time, it's the end of November. I have with me 50 kilo of boilies. And the plan was to be here maybe for 1 week. And if it's not enough, maybe if they eat many, no,
Yeah, yeah.
50 kilos
Yeah.
cannot be enough to hold the pyramid.
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah.
But I think in the November it's enough.
Yeah,
no?
yeah, okay.
Normally in summer it can be more.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
but always it's happened about the stock of a lake. How
Yeah,
many
yeah.
carps are inside? How
Yeah.
many big ones are inside? No, but
Yeah, yeah.
if I know if we go to Eurasia, we have many food with us.
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
go
yeah.
away. No, and when I go together with my son,
Yeah.
I have 100 kilo per week for me
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and 100 kilo per week for Nico.
Yeah,
But
just boilies, just boilies.
just boilies.
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
But
And these are
it's-
big boilies as well you use, isn't
most of the time we are using 30 millimeters in that time between May and the end of November.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get some trouble with some roach and
Yeah,
some
yeah.
tench and
Yeah.
some bream, but we like them because if you have some small fish in your place,
Yeah, it stimulates the other ones. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
the carps will follow them, and
yeah.
it's the same. If you have at first the small carps
Yeah.
in your place, the big ones will follow them
Yeah, yeah.
also. no?
Okay,
So,
perfect.
and at the end, if we have done our job
Yeah.
in a good way,
Yeah.
every rod is working.
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah.
But every time we have 1 or 2 or maximum 3 rods of 6
Yeah.
who are working very good for the big ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no? And my theory is
Yeah.
that all the carps are following flumations
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in a lake,
Water.
underwater
Yeah, yeah,
flumations,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hotter water, colder water,
Yeah, yeah.
and you maybe you use a spot rod and you are feeding with a spom,
Yeah.
and you have only a special point to fish. No?
Yeah, yeah.
You know nothing about the place
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if this point is not working, maybe it's because 2
Yeah, yeah.
meters or 5 meters
You need to try a
back
different
or
area,
before
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
water flummation
Okay.
is going
Yeah, yeah,
through
yeah.
with hot water. The
Yeah.
carps will not go
Yeah,
to
yeah,
your
yeah.
bait in the cold water.
Yeah, yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
and that is for me very interesting, or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
information, not to see a plateau
Yeah,
where
yeah.
everybody is fishing, because in our time everybody
Yeah.
has a good sonar,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
it's
yeah.
possible with a deeper to see it.
Okay.
It's good to have this information,
Yeah.
no? And to know this. No?
Okay.
But if the pyramid is going down,
Yeah.
maybe it's possible you will catch more,
Yeah, yeah.
but not anymore the monsters.
Yeah, yeah.
no?
Okay.
And that's, for me, it's the reason why we catch
Yeah, yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
We catch the biggest fish of the lakes
Yeah.
very, very fast.
Yeah.
No? And most of the time when we go fishing, we have a big one.
Yeah, yeah.
No?
And
So-
I noticed also that your rigs, you're using big baits on your rigs as well,
Yes,
aren't you?
I-
Bottom baits.
Yes,
Yes,
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
We only fish bottom baits.
Yeah.
No? Most of the time, the 30 millimeters,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now we will use some smaller ones,
Okay.
25 and 22.
Yeah, yeah.
But also in the winter, for me, my experience showed
Yeah.
me that it's not necessary to
Yeah.
use maybe 50 millimeter or 12 millimeter.
Okay,
no?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No? Because many people are thinking, or especially I met some people in Croatia
Yeah.
who told me, oh, it's not good to fish boilies big, in a bigger size than 40 millimeters.
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah.
And yes, they catch
Yeah.
the fish, but they have or they catch not
The big
so many
ones.
big ones
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah. Okay, so that's fascinating. That is. So hopefully that gives you an insight into Frank's methods for the big fish. And we've got a few days left now in this session, so see what happens. We've got plenty of time left. Anyway.
Simon, I will hope that you will catch a big
Yeah,
one.
yeah. But I think that you know this lake really well, and I'm sure that in due course Frank's going to put one of these big ones on the bank for us.
Yeah, I
which will be
was
great.
not so lucky in the last time,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we will see.
We will see, mate. Yeah. Great. Thanks a lot, then, Frank. Anyway,
Thanks.
thanks, mate.
Big fish. It's Dios.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, it's Dios.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Dios.
The 30 kilo man. Another one. That's beautiful. That is beautiful, guys.
In the daytime.
Oh,
So again cold.
strike. Awesome.
Geronimo!
Yo!
Old warrior.
What a fish. Look at the back on that.
With 32.6 kilo at the end of November. I think it's the 20th of November. And last night I had 4 fish. Or 3, I don't remember exactly. But I have another one with 26.5 in the sling.
Yeah.
Back to me.
This is an awesome,
Very.
awesome way to end, mate. Anyway, Nico, let's get a picture with your dad.
Come
What a
on.
great way
Come
to
on.
end. Awesome. Yeah.
Is that one? Yeah.
There you go.
Geronimo!
Geronimo, yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Frank. Brilliant.